So people just have to understand this when I say it's not about the medication, but it's about the patient who is in a lot of pain, hanging on by a thread. When life gets so hard and they want to give up because nothing else is working. Okay. Let's learn something different today. Welcome to Herbal Alchemy, and it's your boy Prince. If you are new here, thanks for joining. I bet you are familiar with this. Doc, I've been doing everything you are saying, but it is not working. I'm not getting any better. I think it's not working. Or this, I'm tired, doc. I'm taking all this medication and I'm tired. I want to try herbal medications. What should I do? I guess I'm close to right with this. Okay, now let's see how I solve this woman's problem. Today, it's all about Ruby. Let's move on with it. Now, let's meet 62-year-old Ruby, a known hypertensive who has had this condition for close to 15 years. Ruby presented with dizziness, palpitations, and easy fatigability, which was triggered when she did not take her medications on time. She was relieved when she actually took her medications. She has no known allergies. She is a retired teacher, does not smoke or take in alcohol, and was not in any abnormal condition physically or on examination. There was no other relevant history. So basically, that sums up Ruby's history. I've always admired how much patients open up to doctors. You know, the more truth they told, coupled up with the evidence they presented with, the more closer we go to helping them get better quicker. They trust doctors enough to put their lives in their hand. So what do? We make it count. Some patients complain that they've been on a certain medication for a very long time and they are not seeing any results. Hence, they would like to change to herbal medications. Now, this is why they make sense. A lot of herbs have potent ingredients and they should be treated with the same care and respect as orthodox medications. They might even be more powerful than the current medication you are taking. Yes, you. Now, let's start with this scenario. When you go to a restaurant and you're hungry, they give you a menu and then you order from the menu. The restaurant in turn gives you something that they think is very nice for you. You finish eating and then what do? You go back home satisfied and then you go find something fun to do. When you are not satisfied about anything concerning the food, you tell the waiter and then you ask for a better one. Why? Because every restaurant serves different meals and there could be one just perfect for you. You don't just get up, go running to another restaurant and then asking for another food because the other restaurant didn't treat you well. Basically, restaurants don't sell just one food and they are there because of you. When their banku isn't great, their rice might do. And if that isn't great, their yam might do. And if after several attempts or several visits to the restaurant, you realize that their food is not good for you, you ask the waiter to show you the next nicest restaurant where your satiety can be fulfilled. A good waiter or business place will direct you to another competitor who they think their services or food might be just good for you, if not them. A bad one might just give you the same food until you die. It is important you let them know how good the food is and how it's going. They are not some kind of beast that you run from, that when you taste their food or services and it's not okay, you just hop on to the next one. Now let's bring it to reality. When you start taking a medication and it's not good for you, you go back to your health physician and you first let them know that it is not working. They will re-examine you to know why, or perhaps they might have gotten a wrong diagnosis. Let me find a list of them for you.
Do me a favor, please. Get out of here. Get out of here, man. I'm saying.
After everything, they will give you another one which might be okay for you. There's a lot of medication that have been made simply for the purpose of promoting your health. If after several attempts and you realize that it's not working, then you ask your doctor, "Hello doc, this treatment is not working. It is not taking me anywhere. What is the next step for me?" You go back to them and you face them. I meet many people like Ruby who tell me their medications do not work and so therefore they want to change them. So I ask them, you put your life into somebody's hands. Have you gone back to tell your doctor what is happening or what is going on? And they're always like, nah, after taking the medicine, I realized it's not working. So I want to change doctors or I want to change my medication. Like everything in life, not everybody gets his breakthrough in the first attempt. And if the doctor is well-learned and experienced with the patient at heart, chances are he's already familiar with your condition and he has a good idea of who else can do the job, if not his orthodox methods. In fact, I've hardly met any doctor who is not a good person. That is why I think you should marry a doctor. So my advice, if you want to talk to your doctor, first gather all your information, especially your lab reports, your patient file, your history, everything, and then go to them. You put all together and then you plan out your questions, whether it is about the diagnosis or it's about the treatment. You have to be able to tell them, my understanding of my condition is this. For instance, I have had hypertension for this number of years, and I've been taking drugs for it, and I'm trying to manage it well and also with a good lifestyle. It seems there hasn't been a lot of change, and I am a little confused with the next steps. This is what I know about my condition so far, but what I need from you is to give me resources, show me where to go to find out something, or throw some light concerning treating people with my condition. And they do have a lot of experiences, so they have a lot of information to share. You can go with somebody if you feel like you can't ask your physician direct questions, or better still, you can't probably ask them about their failures. How many people have not responded to your treatment, and what type of people do not do well with your methods? So allow them to tell you what you don't know that they want you to know. Their experience might be shifted or biased, or it might actually not be what you are looking for, but it might be very useful, and this may lead to not working with a doctor anymore. I tell people too, I might not be the best doctor for you. There isn't a universal doctor type. You just happen to find the right one sometimes. And people on each side, whether the doctor or the patient, should be able to tell each other that this isn't working, whether the medication or the treatment. And when they lead you on to herbal medication, you still do the same thing. You don't keep on jumping from hospital to hospital or clinic to clinic when you smell defeat. It is also your responsibility to know what is wrong with you and how well your body responds to treatment. It is funny, but some people know more about Lionel Messi or space more than their health, and this is absurd. Keep hanging in there. Nothing worthwhile comes easy. I know a lot of people may be suffering from diseases and they are not seeing any results. This is all from the right cohesion or unity among healers. So people just have to understand this when I say it's not about the medication, but it's about the patient who is in a lot of pain, hanging on by a thread. When life gets so hard and they want to give up because nothing else is working. So it's obvious why patients keep jumping from one doctor to the other, but you have to be very careful. Okay, herbal medicine, although it is food, the quantity of active substances in there for most medications to help you stand on your feet may or may not require a lot, but you may need some time to adjust. Especially when you have been on orthodox medication for a very long time, you don't just jump into it. It might even take you a long time to even transition, depending on how long your body has been stabilized by the orthodox medication. Ruby had definitely been on medication for 15 years, and she can't all of a sudden stop taking her medications for herbal medicines. It is usually a gradual process. Now, if people are on medications that require them to be taken in the evening, we first start them on small dosages of herbal medicines in the mornings and see how they fare for the next couple of months. And if they are taking them in the mornings, we rather start them with herbals in the evenings. If they are taking their medications twice daily, that is in the mornings and in the evenings, then we start them on a very, very small dosage in the afternoons. So Ruby was taking her antihypertensive medication once daily, which was in the evenings. So I started her with a small dosage of herbal medicine in the morning. That is taking the herbal medicine in the morning and orthodox medication in the evening. This brings me to a very important point. You shouldn't be taking any advice, health or medical advice from random people on the internet, even from me concerning this, because Ruby's case was different and Ruby was in good care. Avoid self-medication. In about 3 months, Ruby was fit as a feather. She was not complaining anymore, even when she delayed taking her medication. Interestingly, she never complained of fatigue, dizziness, palpitations, or anything again, and she has had her blood pressure close to perfect since then. Ruby's story might be different. Not all patients respond the same, but the process is still the same. Now, thanks to me? No. Thanks to Ruby, because she followed doctor's advice. She's now living well and checking her lifestyle and health. In the next video, I'll briefly take you through what next, or things to expect when you start taking herbal medications. From ground zero to heaven. I'll see you on the road to Damascus. See you soon.